We are back with Moto I'm never gonna buy a Motonewbrider. We are back with Moto Safety First Kids Newbrider. Did you get this? It's a bit like his moustache, isn't it? Dan. We are back with Moto Monetization Newbrider Google Sucks Biking Bird. We are back with Moto John Maxwell. He's just too good. He is currently the king. Can't do anything. I'm off. Okay, before I start, it's just a little bit of banter with the boys. It's all fun and games, so don't get it twisted. But, as I said, today this is the start of the Sportster Customization series. So what today's vlog about is I've got to decide which Sportster base I'm going to choose. So, looking at the lineup for 2018, we've got the two new models that are dropping. Nothing crazy or different about them, apart from one I feel, but the choice is going to be Sportster 48 Special or the Sportster 1200 Iron. So before I go any further, I know I'm going to get lots of questions about where's this all come from, are you part exchanging the FX DLS, where is that bike? The answer to everything is that I've been looking for a second bike at the moment, and I've been looking at other bikes and looking at different genres. You see me on the CBR 1000, which is good fun, but basically I'm looking for something that I'm going to have lots and lots of fun on and that I can still do a little bit of customization to it. And thinking back, what we did with Goldie was so cool, it was so fun, and that was an awesome bike. And looking at the new Sportsters that are coming out, it's just rejigged a passion to get one of those bikes and take it through a customization series. Now what I don't want to do is repeat Goldie. You know, I've missed this bike, but what I want to do is something different to Goldie. So we did lots on that, so let's revisit that and understand what we did. So on Goldie we had quite a bit of stuff done, and just to recap, we had the wheels fully customized. They were spoked wheels, 200 at the rear, change at the front as well, obviously new tyres. They were fully powder coated as well, which is really, they came out really sick, to be fair. Chain and sprocket kit, if you remember, I had the gold chain and the actual sprockets were powder coated as well. Custom exhaust, which was super duper loud. Some things I've learned from that as well. It was RSD, Roland Sands Bolt-On City. We had the rocker covers, the derby covers. It was fully blinged up that way. And we had the rear fender chop, powder coated as well. Indicator relocation, rear and front, and we had a change of indicators as well. And again, the full thing was sprayed and powder coated, so that there was a lot of money spent on that bike and it came out really sick. But what, again, I just want to move away from that fat ass look of the Sportster. I want to do something different, so this is where we're going to throw things up on the board. Let's go through the pros and cons of which bike we should choose, and then second to that, let's look at the parts that we're going to put on this bike. So this is where it gets fun and interesting, because you guys are fully on board and fully contributing to how this Sportster's going to look. First things first, make sure you're a subscriber to my channel, you're a subscriber to my Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, because I need your feedback. Subscriber contribution is in full swing. So these are the things I need to know. So in this vlog, I need to understand which Sportster you feel I should go for. Is it the Sportster 1200 Iron? I'm a bit of a fan, or is it the Sportster 48 Special? Second question is, which direction do we take that bike to? Is it going to be scrambler? Is it going to be bobber, tracker? Let me know. Third question is, from number 2 of which silhouette, how it's going to look, we need to understand what parts we're going to use. So if you put a list of the bars, indicators, all those type of things that you would like to see on it, That'd be super sick. The key thing to know is that the bikes are dropping in May, so that's when the UK are first going to have the Iron 1200 and the Sportster 48 Special. So now let's go through the features of both bikes. Start from the top. Paint. They've got the same paint. It's the AMF style paint jobs, which I really love. In fact, I actually ordered the AMF paint for my FX DLS, but because of the recent phenomena of that exploding online, I've actually stopped that paint job and chosen something else, which I'll be showing next week. Anyway, I digress. Both now have the 1200cc engine. Obviously with the Iron, that is a very new feature for the Harley Davidson Sportster range. 48 has the small tank, as I've put it, and the Iron has the big tank, as I've put it. So what does that equate to? So with the small tank, I could usually get around 70 miles, and with the large tank on the Iron, you're looking at 100 miles. Biggest question I always get thrown across on social media is the range is not far enough with the Sportster. Depends what you want it for. If you're going to do touring, then yeah, absolutely, it's going to be a pain in the ass. However, I've always found the Sportster tanks absolutely fine, and in fact, when I've been on the Sportster for 50 miles, it's always nice to get off at a petrol station, stretch your legs and have a chill out. Then we've got the stance, the look of the bike. So the 48 Special and the 48 are the fat boys of the Sportster range, whereas you've got the Sportster Iron, which is more of your skinny, classic look then. Both bikes for their new features have the mini apes, which I like the idea of in terms of the silhouette, but I'd like to change that. But the Iron has the addition of having that fairing at the front end to give it a bit of an FX DLS look, I think, in some ways. Now, crunch time, cost. This is where things get a little bit interesting. So the Sportster 8 Special in the vivid black has its price tag at £9,995, whereas the Sportster Iron has its price tag at £9,395. Now, the thing to note and understand is that the original Iron with the 883 engine is 500 quid less. So with the new Iron 1200 coming out, for that extra £500, you're getting what I believe is a better paint job, a 1200cc engine, a blacked out engine, which I personally like. Then you're having the apes, the fairing, you've got the extended cable, so if you want to change the apes, you don't have to go through that labour of changing cables, etc. So bang for buck, that Iron 1200 is the best. So now we've done all the features of the bikes, I need to, whilst I've got time, get out and see and reminisce what these bikes are like, because that's going to give me an overall opinion of what I prefer. But anyway, let's get my lid on and let's get to it right away, and I think I'm going to kick off with the Sportster 48. Let's go for it. So I knew at some point this would happen. I would start reminiscing about the Sportster, and next thing I know, I'm back. And I can imagine my comment section is going to be, we knew you'd come back to the Sportster. But as I said, I'm always going to keep the FX DLS, but this thing, oh man, I just want to get back on it. See what it's like, see what memories it brings back. But already I know I'm going to enjoy this ride. First thing I notice, it's just such a light bike. Compared for a Harley, I should say, or compared to my FX DLS. And the forwards, you know, one of my favourite things. Oh, it's just so easy to ride. It feels super nimble. It's great fun, right? Let's just go out on it. Let's enjoy it. Let's let the good times roll. Going into one of my testers. Feel how she's, see what she's like going around the roundabout. From what I remember, you could really lean into this, and again I am. It's a great lean angle on this bike. Really getting down into it. Let's just overtake this this truck. Shoulder check, open her up. It's interesting because it's been a year since I've been on a Sportster, and straight away I can tell you the torque is okay even in stock form. Now I know after a while, you know, you'll want to give it a bit more pep, and the stage one is the automatic thing to do. But that felt good. Felt like I had a bit of power then. I think what I love about the Sportster, remember when I went to France last year with Dan,
and I had my FX DLS and the Eurotunnel train and his Sportster, and everyone was just drawn to that Sportster. It's just such an eye turner. It is such a head turner, and that's what I love about it. You can just customise the hell out of it and make it your own. So I feel like I've had my 48 fixed today. So next thing you see, guys, I'll be jumping on an iron and remembering what that was like. So the Sportster frame is the Sportster frame. It doesn't change throughout the range from a 48 to the iron, for those that don't know. But there's a big difference in the stance. You know, the iron does feel a lot higher, and the mid controls are, completely honest guys, for me, are horrific. I just feel like my knees are up into my guts and it just doesn't feel comfortable. I also feel as well with this style of seat, you know, I am slipping forward. I think I called this the armadillo seat, the way it looked. I just remember first getting on this bike and it was just amazing. It was my first Harley Davidson. It had the, you know, a right amount of power, a right amount of weight that I could handle. You know, I felt really confident straight away on this bike. And you know, when people say to me, what is a good starter bike in Harley, it's not really a correct or wrong answer, but you know, with the Sportster, it's definitely that route to go down first. And as always, going around one of my favourite roundabouts, let's test the lean angle. As it's higher, should be a lot better than the 48, although the 48 was great. And yeah, goes without saying, it's beast, it's good. You know, with the Sportsters, what I love as well is that you can really throw them about and you're still in control of them. For a beginner, it's forgiving, and even for your advanced rider, it just gives you that more fun element. So just coming into a 60, just dropping down to 30. Let's just open her up. And there lies my issue. So one of the big reasons that I moved from the Iron was due to the engine. It just didn't have enough for me, and that just showed it there. And what I'm really excited about is with the new Iron that's coming out, we've got the 1200 engine. Well, with the new Iron that's coming out, we've got that 1200 engine that's going to be put into it. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and that's one of the reasons why I'm more swayed towards the Iron 1200 than the 48. There would be some things I need to adjust, such as forward controls, and then I think we're almost there. A couple of other mods I'd love to do. Obviously the stage 1 goes without saying, guys. So that is my Sportster Iron fix for today.
Whew. Right, we're back. So, which bike did I prefer? Firstly, I think it was amazing. Getting back on a Sportster again was it just brought back so much memories, which is really, really cool. But I think that the bike that I think has got the most potential, that we can do lots of stuff to, and it's going to look really classic and cool, and we'll get the most bang for buck, is the Iron 1200. That's what I'm hoping you guys agree with. But as I mentioned before, in the comment section below, make sure you put the bike that you think I should buy, the silhouette of what that style should look like, and the parts that we should put on. I'm going to collate it all, get back to Shaw Harley Davidson, sit down with Steve and the team, work out the stance, the look, the bike, what we're going to get, and I'm going to announce that by the time the bikes arrive. But as always, guys, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate that loads of vlogs haven't come out recently. I am Moto, once a vlog a month Newbrider, but that's going to change. We're going to get some more consistency up. It's just the weather is pretty crap at the moment. And just ride safe. See you soon, guys.